Christian Gibson, class of 2026. I attend North Shore High School, and I'm attending the University of Central Florida. On my right is my dad, Joe Gibson. Been with me. He the main reason why I'm at this position I'm in now. So. Definitely my father. Growing up, I took a lot of stuff for granted growing up in terms of when I'm working out and all that, because my brother was in high school. So whenever he graduated, it made me realize I really don't got nothing, because I had an older sister, but, I didn't really have anyone to be with like I was with my brother. So that's when I started taking basketball serious, and my dad was just always pushing me. He knew that it was a journey, and I wasn't going to blow up right when I started. So, the mornings I didn't want to work out and I was, going 50% or whatever, he would always push me. And like during games, I could hear him on the sideline telling me what to do and all that. And it was annoying at first, but, you learn to appreciate it because, he knows what he's talking about. So definitely my father.
Yeah, like he said, I was his high school head, basketball coach, and his older brother also played with me. So my oldest son, he was kind of like the guinea pig with the 6 o'clock workouts, and I saw the development with him. And there was a lot of things with my oldest son that I saw that worked, and there was a lot of things I saw that didn't work. So when he graduated, Christian was in elementary. And I told Christian one day, he was at workouts with us, man, and he was like just goofing off and not taking it serious. So I said, hey, look, listen, if you don't want to do this, stay at home. You let me know when you're ready, right? So when Darian graduated, Christian came to me and was like, I'm ready. I said, you ready for what? He's like, I'm ready to start, taking basketball serious. And I said, you know what that means, right? That means when I come in, get you up for 5 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, that means I don't want to hear no attitudes or nothing. This is when he was in the 6th grade. And I haven't had one issue with him since. It's been like totally locked in, zeroed in. So I knew once he told me that he was ready to take it serious, I knew it was gonna be special.
Most unique, I would say like just the whole come up of my career and my notoriety, because I didn't even play AAU. So in middle school, I played on teams here and there, but I didn't have an actual team I played for a whole summer. So a lot of the times I was just working out. So that caused me to be, unknown within the city or whatever. So it was me and my dad just literally working out 3 times a day in the gym. And we would also go mess with my uncle. He played at the University of Texas. He had some college dudes in there. So I was in middle school working out with a lot of college dudes. So, just being unknown and feeling the way I felt, seeing other guys blow up, you go on Instagram, you see all these top-ranked hoopers, and just knowing that, like, I could be in that position, but I'm not, it was kind of hard. But once I got to, really showcase my skill when I got to high school and, like, put myself and my family on the map, I would say that's the most unique part of it, the way I, just blew up and how I was unknown.
Right here. 1, 2.
I didn't let him play on any AAU teams because I knew for me he was going to be my starting point guard as a freshman. So my biggest thing was development, So I'm like, you know what? They can have it right now because in elementary, middle school, the rankings doesn't matter. Even in high school, they don't matter. But when you get to high school, that's when you're seasoned, and that's when people really take notice. So I knew if we stayed in the gym, he was going to catch a whole lot of people in front of him. And once he did that, everything else was going to take off because I knew he was going to be 6'5" for sure, if nothing else. So I wanted him to always have ball handling skills and to be able to shoot. A lot of middle school kids, a lot of middle school teams wanted him to play the post and to do all that stuff. And I was like, you're not helping me out. So if you're not going to be willing to help me out, to put the ball in his hand and let him be able to make decisions at a young age, he can't play. So that's when I made that decision. We're not doing no middle school, playing with no middle school, AAU team or none of that. We just like strictly development. And then once he got to high school, his freshman year at Spring Woods, that's when people really took off and really noticed him. But that's been the most unique thing about it, just watching him grow and develop. So we just, like I said, we just stayed in our lane. I always tell them we're going to stay in our lane. We're not going to worry about what nobody say. And people are going to have their doubts and say whatever they say, but you can't beat the work. All the unseen hours, the 5 o'clock workouts, the 6 o'clock workouts, like right now, you came this morning at 5 and we're in the gym. Well, we've been doing that since he's been in 6th grade. So the work is always going to show at the end of the day.
So what's like the main emphasis
Today,
Yeah.
we're just working on continuing to improve his feet work, especially on his counters and stuff with his handle. Obviously, you've seen us kind of just adding some finishes. Biggest thing was adding the warm up to the application to the actual drill work. Started with the warm up, using the inverted betweens, went to the drill work, got back to the inverted betweens, so he could see it in different progressions. So that's cool. Just making sure we touch all his game. Started close, worked our way out.
I would say for sure, great stories take time, and I'm a testimony to that. I feel like it's not promised that I was going to be in this position, you know what I'm saying? It was like you got to have faith, trusting God and just trusting your process that you're doing. So going unranked and unseen, no one knowing about me in middle school, staying in the gym long periods of time, high school gets there, freshman year start to, build my name up a little bit. But then, sophomore year, that's when I really take off the summer. And I was 16 at the time, so it took me literally 16 years to get to the point where I'm at now. Others may be in a more fortunate place in terms of like who they know.
I most definitely believe great stories take time. The younger generation, they're more like a microwave generation, means they want everything to happen right now as opposed to go through the process. And from my experience with my own kids, going through the process most definitely benefited. Keep your head down. You don't worry about what anybody say about you. You don't worry about the rankings and all that kind of stuff. The underdogs, they do win a lot of times. So keep working hard, I believe. Stay prayed up and don't worry about the outside noise, and the story will take care of itself for sure.
You don't know this, I said I got after school. I know you ain't doing it right now. You doing it after school.